Guys, welcome back to HPL. We just saw Sjow take down a game with that hybrid hunter deck, switching it up from the strategy he used before, and it paying off in spades for him. Ek0p, meanwhile, chose to play a Malygos Dragon Warlock deck, and it did not work out so well. I think he put up a good fight, but missing a couple of key cards to make sure that he could maintain control of the game.
Yeah, absolutely. You hit the nail right on the head there. I felt like he had a really good start, but he kind of puttered out there a little bit in the middle, and then Sjow's draw that Savannah Highman at I think it was turn 6 or 7. It was just absolutely perfect at the time. He had no real answer to it, and he had to trade in one too many minions for it, and he never really had a board state where he could really push for damage and try to finish the game off, because a lot of people's strategies against Hunter is to just not take damage early. And get as much board presence as they can get, but sometimes you have to just finish the game out as quickly as possible as well.
Yeah, guys, game 3 is about to get underway right now. Get out there on Twitter, use that hashtag HPL, let everyone know who you're supporting, who you want to win, and what you think they're gonna see. I am ready for this one. Someone has got to take the lead in this one now, because it's tied 1-1, and anything can happen. They can change their deck in any way they want between games. They do not have a set lineup. There's no way anything can become banned. They can play a class again if they want to. Anything that they want to happen. Game 3 versus Ek0p and Sjow is getting underway.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if Ek0p comes with another little unconventional deck, and this looks like it might be Tempo Mage.
That is a Stranglethorn Tiger in Sjow's hand right now.
Do you think he had it in his other Hunter deck?
I think he just drafted an Arena deck and ran into this game with it.
You know, I've actually seen some people play with Stranglethorn Tiger a few times in Hunter recently, and them have very good results and be pretty high up in ranked play with it.
Yeah, I'm kind of giving him a hard time for this, but this card actually really not that bad in Hunter. You know, the fact that you get a 5-drop on board that your opponent can't immediately deal with outside of something like, I don't know, a giant Blade Flurry, it's going to challenge Sludge Belcher directly, and it's almost always going to get in 5 points of damage. So actually a pretty solid threat versus kind of what Ek0p's been doing so far, which is playing a style that wants to trade minions.
Yeah, and it's actually a really good threat against mage decks. They have a lot of targeted removal, and this kind of mage deck is not going to have many ways to interact with that Tiger.
Yeah, so we're going to see. He's going to go with hero power here, so just favoring the minion kill over getting the board development. I actually kind of like this because he plays something like Mad Scientist, maybe Iron Beak Owl straight on curve could provide a little bit of pressure for him. And Sjow actually has no action this turn outside of Freezing Trap. So it's right now is the decision for him is, does he want to invest into disrupting his opponent's mana utilization, or does he want damage? And he wants damage.
Yeah, you got to believe that this might be Freeze Mage out of your opponent with coin hero power there. So getting Freeze Trap in play, not the highest priority here. That's going to change this. Well, actually, he just drew a Mad Scientist, so it's not going to change his turn. But yeah, I thought we were going to see the Apprentice there, and he's going to let him know what his strategy actually was.
Yeah, I think Mad Scientist is pretty far and away superior here, especially given what we know that Ek0p's playing. But Sjow, he's aware of that. He's going to go ahead and play this Freezing Trap and make sure this Mad Scientist can't just start attacking and get a ton of value. But look at that right off the top. Ek0p was sitting on 3 mana this turn, so it's important that he was able to use everything efficiently, which he has with Sorcerer's Apprentice and Unstable Portal. But the question here is, does he want the Mad Scientist more? And the answer is no. He wants to try to get a dominant position. This could be an extremely key minion. He gets a Fugin, and that is a 4/7 for 2 mana. This could be disastrous for Sjow.
It's going to allow Ek0p to get on the board very quickly in a big way next turn. I actually like him playing the Apprentice into the Unstable Portal there way more than I like just playing another Mad Scientist.
Yeah, utilizing his mana a little bit better and making sure that he can get on board and start pushing for damage. I don't think that this Sorcerer's Apprentice is trading into this Piloted Shredder.
No, we're going face. We're going to show the face hunter how to do it here.
I mean, I imagine he's going to go for face. He's going to think this over, though. He does have a lot of options here. So, yep, there's the push for damage. He doesn't care which of these minions that Sjow wants to attack. He's got enough on board. He's going for the assault.
Now, you see an actual Snake Trap in Sjow's hand. That actually might be pretty good here over the rest of the game, but it's going to be interesting to see how Sjow navigates this crazy board state that he has to deal with now over the next couple turns.
Yeah, typically, I mean, this is part of the power of Unstable Portal, too. Again, something that we talked about from Ek0p was branching out so that way Sjow couldn't pinpoint his strategies. Something like Unstable Portal is almost perfect for a game plan like that because it's giving you a minion that your opponent is not prepared for. They can never anticipate what you're going to get off of Unstable Portal. And so right here, he's using this Snake Trap. Ek0p, there's a chance that he believes this is something like Explosive Trap. We saw Explosive Trap in the game before, right?
Right, we saw Explosive Trap in the game before, but we saw Freezing Trap in this game, and I have to believe that he believes it's another Freezing Trap. That's the one that I would play around the most likely this turn, so it's going to be interesting to see how he navigates it, and I think he's going to be pretty surprised by Snake Trap.
That's if he chooses to attack into a minion, so we'll have to see what's going on here. I would honestly be a little bit surprised with the fact that he can get such a big damage lead right now if he decided to go for minion trading. Again, he kind of initiated this race when he decided to push for damage with that Sorcerer's Apprentice. So not a big surprise to see a Frostbolt on a Piloted Shredder there. Steam Weedle Sniper, that could potentially kill some minions here for Sjow, so he might think about picking that off. But once again, that Snake Trap is sitting on board, so...
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see if he gets this Mirrodin in play here, too, the turn before, the Savannah High Main turns, because as we've seen so far in these matches, Sjow always has the Savannah High Main. Yeah,
so far that's been true, and he's running out of time here. Got to figure out exactly what the right line of play is. It looks like he's going to favor trading. Could be wrong.
Yeah, he's going to make sure he gets the Mirrodin in play first, I think, here, just to get the extra mana boost from his Apprentice here.
Yeah.
Okay, better get these plays in quick, Ek0p.
Yep, so I got to believe he's queued up these attacks accordingly now, but really short on time. So, he shook his head there. That might mean he didn't get everything done he wanted to. There's the first attack. Missed the Mad Scientist attack. Yeah, that Snake Trap on the timer. This is part of the importance of thinking through your turns and being prepared coming into the scenarios. He had a very difficult one to navigate, and it cost him a little bit.
There's a pretty good top deck from Sjow here. If he really believes this is Mirrodin, let's be honest, it pretty much has to be Mirrodin in this matchup. He gets to actually have a pretty good turn here with Eagle Hornbow or an Unleash the Hounds here.
Yeah, I mean, both of these I think are very strong at the moment. The big key here, though, is he's got to find enough damage to actually race Ek0p right now because he is staring at 6 on board. Yeah,
he's staring at 6 on board, but he has a pretty good trade here with one of the snakes into the Wolf Rider here, and I think we're going to see him go trade here and then a lot of face action.
Yeah, nothing favorable going on except for that one snake into the 3-1. And that's you're going to see the Haunted Creeper trade instead, so just trying to get more board presence on the board. Try to offset that Mage Hero power. Make sure you have enough pressure going.
Yeah, the Mage Hero power is going to be able to pick off a 3-1 here, but a lot of these 1-1s are making it really difficult for Ek0p's life here. He's got a 4-7 and a 2-2, but he's staring at a board full of minions from Sjow.
The stable board is a pretty key one.
And that's a pretty good one.
Yep, I don't think a taunt is at all unwelcomed by Ek0p right now. Certainly some better taunts that are out there, but I think this will have to do.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be mad about that one. I think he's perfectly okay with that one.
Now, here's a really big question is how exactly he chooses to push after this, because it looks to me like he's going to use this Frostbolt this turn, so that way Eagle Hornbow can't take out this 2-3 taunt.
Yeah, you definitely want to Frostbolt the face here. Make sure you, they have to run their minions into your 2-3 here.
Yeah, and he's going to choose to put 4 damage to face now. So again, very close in life totals, 16 apiece.
Pretty big jaw from Sjow here at the Hunter's Mark. Now, I don't know if this Hunter's Mark's going to get better this game. You could use it to kill the Fugan, but only having to trade 1 minion for his Taunter here is a pretty big deal.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to get through this taunt first and foremost, and he can't use that weapon. That Frostbolt was so key from Ek0p, really showing you how important tempo is, making sure that your mana utilization is on point so you can disrupt the effects that your opponent have invested into. And that Show's got to push for damage, man. He uses the Hunter's Mark straight away.
Yeah, he's going to think about maybe trading off of the Mad Scientist here. It's interesting to see if you trade off with the Mad Scientist or not, because it allows him to attack 2 minions into your Savannah High Man and kill it, but I don't know if you're actually, too upset about that.
Yeah, I don't think you're too upset about that when you're sitting at 16. The other thing it does is it doesn't pull that Mirror Entity out of Ek0p's deck.
It allows him to draw it.
Yeah, so he could potentially even just draw that card. I think I would tend to trade here simply because of the way that the race scenario is. This Savannah High Man sticking to the board could spell the end of the game.
And when you have 7 mana, there's not many better cards to play than Dr. Boom.
There certainly is not. 2 mana Fugan's not bad still, though. I would take a 2 mana Fugan on turn 7.
A 2 mana Fugan on turn 7. I think I'd still rather a Dr. Boom. You can have your 2 mana Fugan, whatever else you want to spend 5 mana on.
How nervous is Ek0p, though, right now? I mean, something like Unleash the Hounds is pretty devastating. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I mean, that looks like that's lethal from Sjow if he decides he wants to push here.
Yeah, 6, 7, 10, yep, 14, 15. Yeah, he's going to have
he's going to find out it's not Ice Block, and that's going to do it. Sjow is going to pick up game 3 here and take a 2-1 lead now. Back-to-back wins with Hunter.
Yeah, he actually played around Counterspell there as well. Every now and then you see one Counterspell in these lists, and that was just a heads-up play by Sjow there.
Wow, unbelievable stuff. Yeah, if he plays that Leper Gnome and finds out that there's not a Mirror Entity there, he can kind of maybe conclude that it's something like Counterspell.
Yeah,
so
that's what I was trying to get at.
Yeah, so I think he would risk the Unleash the Hounds there anyway. But certainly the peace of mind, well worth it.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting to see if he would have played Leper Gnome there and it didn't proc a Mirror Entity. It would have been very interesting to see if he played the Unleash the Hounds or not. I agree with you. I believe that he would have played it, but I think he would have paused and thought about it for just a moment, because it would have definitely thrown a little bit of a wrench in his plans.
Yeah, so let's talk about this game here for a second, because Ek0p got off to a massive start with the Sorcerer's Apprentice and Unstable Portal on turn 3, and he got a Fugan off of it, so he put a 4-7 into play early and still ended up falling behind in that game. Was he focusing too much on killing minions? Did he have to kill those minions? Well, is there anything Ek0p could have done to turn that game back around?
I don't feel like Ek0p could have done anything differently. I really liked the way he played it. He traded as much as he could. He never had too many favorable trades, and he couldn't really race. Ek0p didn't have the greatest draw against Sjow's draws. Sjow's draw was very sticky. He had a lot of minions that produced more minions, and then the Unleash the Hounds was very good late in the game. He went very wide that game, and he had a lot of minions in play, so it matched up very, very well against Ek0p's draw.
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of that Hunter strategy being very strong against what people are throwing at it. But this is the kind of format where, again, people can adjust in any way they want to. If someone brought a deck that you weren't prepared for, guess what? That was your fault, because you could have queued up anything that you wanted to. So we're going to have to find out how these guys adjust for it. It's match point for Sjow, and Ek0p got to win 2 in a row in order to win this one. So guys, when we come back, it's going to be game 4 between Ek0p and Sjow. You're watching Hearthstone on PvP Live.